Okay, man. Took some time off to do bike stuff instead of painting a house. But we have this right here, a 98 2001 GT Performer. This is a very, very unique year because during that time, it was kind of like a lot of the mid-school BMX is going on, a lot of like grinding, a lot of the roof gap and all that. And again, guys, calm down. This is just my opinion, okay? GT had to do something to match that. So if you notice, you're like, oh, good God, look at this dropout. Well, if you look at it from this point of view right here, look at the freewheel. The reason why they did that is it is like a hub guard built in. So if you look at a lot of the mid-school, they did that. Look at the Haro. Look up, is that a big dropout? Kinda. There's that nerve. Look how big that is. So GT had to go and kind of like, so that's what they did. They did this, which I feel is kind of weird because nobody's gonna be grinding on something like this, like that. GT was more of a kind of vert, a more like a flatland. They still kind of kept that little bit of a platform, a mini one, but man, again, they went to town with the gussets. Gussets here, Max. I know you're pretty rough on your bike. Is this needed?
I think if it was, we'd still be doing it.
Yeah, but it'll just bend right here, right? So yeah, so it has a lot of those elements, so that's why it's so crazy. But I think yes, GT did the good thing by kind of like seeing what's going on, but I think they should also kind of stay to their roots. Oh my God, I didn't even notice that. I do know it, but I was talking. Look at this. Look at the gusset dropout. Insane. Oh God. This gusset is bigger than the gusset that's on the frame. Okay, so this thing come in, it's just very minor. We're gonna put brakes on it. We're gonna put tires on it. Okay, and some chain. Nothing crazy. So I already did it, and you know what? I came out here and right away I went to work. I didn't even think about filming. Max goes, hold on. Let's film. So you guys need to shout out to him. So if you notice the brake post, it looks really, really clean. If you guys get yourself one of these, it came from like a little belt sander. So if you get yourself something like, let's say 200, and then what you do is you put this around and you just sand it and just move it around so you get all angles. And you clean all that up. And you get all the rust and all the buildup. So if you notice, I did that to the front too. We're gonna put on the Odyssey. The spring feel is, in my opinion, one of the coolest design. The Odyssey Evo is a very traditional U-brake. It has a spring on each side. You turn that to tension it. The spring feel, it has no adjustment. It just has hold down because there's a spring right there. You can put this thing on and that thing is already preloaded for you already. Look at this spring. So when you install this, it's gonna pull, it's gonna retract by itself. Slide right in, see? That's it. All you do is you mount this, adjust the pad, and look, pull, because of that spring. That's how easy it is, that's it. But guys, we forgot one thing. You guys know it, it's the lube. I don't know why I get so excited whenever we talk about lube. Some of you guys only put it right here. You need to put it right here too. Right where that little part is, because that's where the brake is gonna rest on. Okay, look at that. Let's snug this up. Now look, we're gonna route the cable down here. It's gonna go up, and then when it pulls, whoop, whoop, done. That is why these spring feels are so good. Okay, so here it is again. Show you guys how easy it is. All I do, put one side in, the other side in. That's how easy it is. And look, it's in. And just tighten this up, no adjustment. Guys, the spring feel. You know what? Odyssey, you gotta kick me down something. I'm promoting you.
All right, so got a little busy in store, but as you can see, upper gyro cable is routed, front brake cable is routed.
Okay, so one of the things I'm going to show you guys is how to get into this. So some people might say, well, you could just route it running like this, but what happens is that you're going to feed it through. I'm going to show you guys, and see, it's already very, very hard, and you gotta, so this is how I do it. If anybody else got better suggestion, please let me know. This is how I do it. I give it kind of like, make both the cable look even. Then I'm gonna loop this through. Okay, so you guys are probably all kind of, what's he up to? What's he up to? That's never gonna work. That's never gonna work. Feeding it through, feeding it through, feeding it through. Now when he gets there, it's gonna get really tight. It's not gonna kink this, okay? Because watch. Okay, you're gonna feed it through. Boom, it just popped right in. Didn't kink it at all. The secret is to get it through right when you get it there. When you push it, it actually turns into it. Then we're gonna loop this thing through. See, both of the cable look even. Now this is a sensitive issue. Some people like it like all the way down here. Some people like it through here. For me, personally, I put it here, and I'm just gonna zip tie it. I agree, some of you people said you're gonna put pegs right here, you're gonna step on it. You know what, zip tie it. If you put it inside here, you're gonna step on it, but the problem is it's gonna do this, and it might hit the tires, it might hit whatever. Nobody's gonna ride this, nobody's gonna do any peg tricks. I'd rather make it where it stops better, and this does stop a little bit better. Let's hear from your guys' opinion. Does this stop better, or does the inside stop better? Loop this through, but I'm not done. There's still some hardware, okay? And look, see how you guys are like this? I'm gonna zip tie it down, but guys, like I said, it's a case by case. The person that owns this, they're not gonna be doing any front peg tricks. And it's not hard. If they wanna loop it in, you undo this, you loop it through. I'm making this where the brakes feel smoother. So to run these in the front, you need this piece right here. There's two kinds. If you look at this, and you look at this, notice how this one's more narrow up here. This one's fatter. From the side, they look almost the same. So this is what I want to show you guys. Because we're routing the cable down here, instead of the traditional hanger where it pulls, this piece won't fit. This piece fit right in. This thing's gonna go here. And see how it goes in right there? This thing wouldn't work. So there's two of those. So if you're running front one, you gotta use this one. After you put that piece in, this piece right here is what they call a NARP. Slide this through. So what I do is, see I have to put the Allen key back here? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this thing around. And this is purely for adjustment only. Put the Allen key in, turn. And I'm only gonna turn it until it's snug. I'm not gonna lock it down because I gotta put the wheel on, and then we're gonna adjust a little bit more. And the secret to all the routing and all that is lube, guys. Tri-Flow is my choice. Tri-Flow seems to be what works for us. Now, here's another opinion. See how this thing is straight? I like to make it where it has a smooth run. So I'm gonna push this thing up like this. So see, it has a little bit more smoothness instead like this, because this is gonna go in and it's gonna run a cut across. Some of you guys out there that have old gyros, trust me, get yourself a bottle of Tri-Flow, lube all the parts in it, and then you're gonna see how well. See, look at this, it coils, boom, right through. I know some of you guys are like, gross, 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 but you know what? This is more building for riding. I want the brakes to be smooth more than the looks, okay? I know you guys have a lot of opinion on that, but it's a rider, it's a cruiser. I want it to be smooth. When you get it, go ahead and put a little zip tie right here. Smooth. Because all the cable has really smooth, clean run. Okay, this little hook that goes right here that pulls it, cable hanger. Therefore, this is called a hanger cable. You're gonna put this side in right here. Go in. And this side right here, you're gonna cut this little ball. See this little thing? You can cut it, guys. You can cut it. Here we go. Some of you guys, look away. Done. This guy in. And same thing as the front. This guy in. Now this little arch right here, you want to make sure you want to give yourself enough space. See, this is the reason why I do not like brakes down here, because it gets so cluttered. I'm gonna go and I'm not gonna pull it completely straight like this, but I'm gonna give it a little bit room. But you don't want to give it too much room because you want to get some pulling. So I'm just gonna give it a little arch like that, kind of like a semi-rainbow, a partial rainbow. Dude, you think people? You don't think people are gonna like that joke? So number 10. This one I'm gonna just slightly snug it, not fully tighten it down. I'm gonna put the hook through there.
My head?
See that? Give it enough area to pull. Okay? Again, I'm not gonna tighten it all the way down. I'm just gonna snug. All right, there you have it. I'm not gonna tighten all these things down until I put the wheel on. All right, kind of snugging this. The one key thing is I don't have the chain on, but I wanna make sure this right here. You see how the pads is right in the middle? If I pull this thing back, the pad's gonna be all the way back here or forward. So now that I got the pad where I want, I'm gonna check out the chain. And look at it. See how it's gonna go to this one right here. I can't slide the drop on anymore. So I'm most likely gonna put it right here. Free balling is good, but not this time. Boom. I don't know, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this kind of like I'm doing this in a rush, because I actually have to go back to my other job and finish painting. Now one of the things that I want to point out to you guys, this frame is a 14 mil. This is a 3/8. You guys might be wondering, well, how do you guys do that? Well, we have these little guys, little adapters. Slides in. This thing slides over this and it's inside. I know you can't see it, but that's how you would do it. Real simple. Snug this guy up. Chain's good. Woo. And then now I'm gonna tighten this. Now I want you guys to notice something. Look at the chain. Look at it. Sounds tight. Look at the chain real carefully right here. Loose, tight. Loose, tight. This is good. Reason is because the sprocket is not center. The freewheel is not center. All these things, I don't care who makes it. Maybe if NASA makes it, it'll be perfectly symmetrical and center. Unfortunately, this sprocket and this freewheel was made by, the box doesn't even have a name. That's what it's made by. So you could see why it wouldn't be center. So with that and this, it's always gonna be loose, tight. I could go and I could pull the wheel back to make this tight, but then the tight spot be even tighter. 3/8, I'm gonna put in these washers. I know they're not good looking, but believe me, washer is very, very important to get your wheels fitting good and snug. Put them in here, and then put that in. Pac-Man dropout. Okay. Fronts. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this guy, the brake pad, and that's it. Make sure the brake pads are straight. The arrow's pointing the right direction. I've actually put it on backward before. It worked fine. Let's go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you want to do that? You want to do that? Okay.
Holy. Two hands working on the same bike.
Max has grown so much. He wants to help. Max wants to help his dad. What a kid! What a kid! Put this guy in. Okay. All right. And there you guys have it. Real clean, smooth brake pads, brake shoes. Real easy to install. I know you guys all gonna be like, nope, you guys don't like this. But you know what? There's many ways to do it. I'm not saying this way is the only way to do it, but this is the way I do it. And that's pretty much it. We're not, you know, the seat and all that, they're gonna come, they're gonna bring their own. They just brought it in to get us to put brakes on it and tires. And some of you guys might think, you know, some of the older bikes, you have to use the older style U-brakes. You don't have to. You use a newer style. I prefer this. It's a lot lower profile. It doesn't have the post sticking out. So this is the way to go. Again, the way this is, some of you guys might want it the other way. Some of you guys might, that is all preference. It's not gonna make or break the way your brake feels. That wasn't meant to be a joke. Make or break wasn't.
Dad jokes.
No, man.
Dad jokes.
No. No, you guys are always picking on me. Okay, another thing I noticed, guys. Another thing I noticed is this part right here. This, it's crooked. It's twisted. So it's okay. You get this, tap. There you go. It's straight. No harm done, no foul, calm down. Some of you bike weenies out there are sitting there, you know, just sweating because I was hitting a gyro. All right, and we are done, guys.
You know Ken Murray?
Okay, guys,
Skyline?
let me recap. This is a 98 2001 GT Performer.
My favorite.
This is not a restoration. This is basically somebody brought it in. They said, I want some new tires because I said old ones. I want some brakes. What do you suggest? We didn't go with the Tektros or any of that stuff as Diacomp because they're a little bit more expensive and then they need a little bit more fine tune. I suggested Springfield, which is my choice in U-brakes because there's no adjustment. Everything else stayed the same. Crank was untouched. Seat and seat post and seat clamp. Customer has it. All we have to do is give them a call. They're gonna bring it in, and that's it. A lot of these bikes, you don't have to do restoration. You don't have to do all that crazy stuff. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of this and that just to get it going. Okay, so I hope this helped. I hope some of you guys get the understanding that you know, you don't have to go in so deep when it comes to fixing one of these. Just tires, brake pads, and that's it. I hope that helps. Guys, I'm sorry if I don't have videos, but I just gotta finish some of the projects. Max is here. He's gonna help you guys some of the stuff, but I'll do as much as I can. Okay, guys. Maybe if you guys bring us to 200,000, maybe I might take my priorities different. Okay, subscribe instead of freeload on here. I'm out.